MAGA regret is a trend. And just like buyer's remorse, I anticipated that this would happen. There was no way that people willingly made this decision and they were actually fully educated in their decision. They considered all options. They considered all possibilities. They considered the impact that this could potentially have. Or they even glanced at 2025, Project 2025. They didn't. And so some of this was about, and so I get it. Do I feel like the government entity as a whole might not always benefit the American people? Yes, I do think that. Do I feel like sometimes politicians trump regular average people like me and you? Yes. Do I think that people attach themselves to the idea and concept of the fact that a billionaire could potentially run America better than politicians? Yes. And I think that what people did was attach themselves to the dream that they could potentially have access to that amount of money, that they could potentially get into this environment where Trump was going to change the status quo of how we live, how we eat, how we breathe, how we operate as a country, and how the government operated specifically. I think that he led with that because that was the emotional appeal that he could attract so many different people. Even after he disrespected so many different nationalities, said so many different offensive things, has been in very compromising situations when it comes to women as well. Y'all still voted for him. And so now I'm starting to see all these videos that are, it's like a trend where it's like MAGA regret. And so there's all these people that are going through the reasons why they are regretting voting for Donald J. Trump and how they didn't understand that whatever decision making he was going to make, that it would impact things that are so closely related to what they need, what they depend on, what they do on a daily basis, maybe even their employment, their livelihood, the employment, livelihood, and dependency of their loved ones, whatever it is. I stand in solidarity with the 92% and say, we told you so. And the thing that I'll continue to say and scream to the mountaintops until I can't say it anymore is the hate of the Black woman is so strong that you will willingly sign up to jeopardize your livelihood, your normalcy, the livelihood and normalcy of so many other people, your ability to live comfortably. You would give all that up versus allowing a Black woman to be in charge. The funny thing about all of this is America knows it more than anything that Black women are the most powerful people on this planet. And the problem with that is if we allow the Black woman in the White House, we empower Black women across the world.
The purple season is still going strong, and this time it's eating MAGA voters right where it hurts, their own decisions. More and more Trump supporters are realizing they have been scammed. Let's talk about how they are facing the consequences of their own choices. Many MAGA voters supported Trump because they believed he would fight for the working class, protect their jobs, and put America first. But instead, they are seeing factories shut down, prices skyrocket, and policies that were supposed to help them have ended up making their lives harder. From rising healthcare costs to threats against Social Security and Medicare, Trump's decisions are coming back to haunt the very people who cared for him. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Lucy and I'm excited to have you here. In today's video, we dive into the purple season as Trump's MAGA supporters are crying after finding out. Before we dive into the video, let me play a few clips on the same and I'll be back with my commentary. Please go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up so it may reach a wider audience.
15 states that most rely on federal funding for its public schools all voted for Trump.
I voted for President Trump.
You didn't vote for Trump eliminating federal funds?
No, I did not vote for that. I voted for President Trump to make America first again. I do not think that's what the voters want. It's devastating.
Do you know what getting rid of the Department of Education, getting rid of the mechanisms by which that support is delivered, it means it goes away. Trying to uplift states that are experiencing major either shortcomings, failures in governance, or just happen to be for systemic reasons, struggling more. No matter how much you may hate me, Maga, I want you to get that extra support. But Trump wants to get rid of it, and it would be devastating. She's realizing how messed up this would be for her after voting for it. When you look at these women, I don't want to go, well, you're going to get what you voted for. No, even if she's actively enabling the problem, I want to push back against that problem. One of the most admirable jobs and so important. But we have to get through that you can't vote for the people saying they want to hurt you.
So I've been hearing and seeing a lot of videos of Trump supporters backtracking or wanting to backtrack their vote, and they are FAFO. And the reason why they are backtracking is because obviously they're getting affected by it, but they're like, oh, well, I voted for him because he sounded better. I voted for him because he gave them he gave, you know, the American dream. He sold us the American dream. That's not why you voted for that man. That's not why you voted for that man. You voted for that man because you are a racist. You voted for that man because you hate black women. You voted for that man because even as a woman, you hate women and you hate black women. That's the only reason why. And just say that. That's okay to just say. It's okay to just say, I'm a racist. That's why.
For many years, millions of Americans have supported Donald Trump, believing he was the political outsider to shake up the system and bring change. Trump positioned himself as the businessman who understood the struggles of everyday Americans. His promise to make America great again resonated deeply with those who felt left behind by the political establishment. Many of Trump's supporters were drawn in by his promises: securing the border, revitalizing American manufacturing, ending government corruption, and putting more money in the pockets of hardworking Americans. During his campaigns, he made people feel seen and heard, playing into their frustrations about the economy, immigration, and cultural shift in the country. He made big promises, and many voters hoped he would deliver. But now, many of the same voters are experiencing regret. The promises that seemed so appealing have turned into policies that have hurt them. Trump's biggest campaign promises was to bring back American manufacturing jobs and revive industries that had been in decline for years. He blamed bad trade deals, China, and past administrations for job losses, vowing to be the champion of the American workers. But what has really happened? While Trump boasted about bringing jobs back, his trade war with China has led to devastating consequences for American farmers and manufacturers. Many farms, particularly in the Midwest, struggle to stay afloat due to lost export markets. The tariffs meant higher prices for raw materials, making it more expensive for manufacturers to operate. Some companies that were supposed to benefit from Trump's policies have ended up laying off workers or shutting down entirely. Many Trump supporters who believed they were voting for economic prosperity have found themselves worse off. Instead of the booming economy they were promised, they faced factory closures, higher cost of living, and job instability. Now the same voters are realizing that their faith in Trump's economic expertise was a dream never to be. The tax cut policies have overwhelmingly benefited the wealth and large corporations while providing little relief to middle-class and lower-income Americans. Even worse, the administration attempted to weaken workers' rights by rolling back labor protections and making it harder for workers. For many blue-collar workers who believed Trump would fight for them, the reality has been harsh. They are now seeing their wages stagnate, their benefits at risk, and their financial struggles increase. The realization is hitting hard. Trump wasn't really looking out for them, he was looking out for himself. Many former Maga supporters have realized that they were used. Trump didn't care about them. He cared about their loyalty, their votes, and their willingness to fight for him. But when they need him, he is nowhere to be found. Immigration is one of the cornerstone issues of Trump's campaigns. He promised to build a wall, deport undocumented immigrants, and crack down on illegal immigration. For many of the voters, this was a major selling point. But what has happened? Trump's policies have created separation of families, causing humanitarian crisis, and untimely failing to deliver on his promises. Meanwhile, businesses that rely on immigrant labor, such as agriculture and construction sector, have faced worker shortages. The reality is that immigration is a complex issue, and Trump's simplistic approach failed to fix anything. Another regret to the voters is healthcare. Trump promised to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act with something much better and cheaper. That never happened. For many of his working class supporters, this means losing access to affordable health care, premiums continue to rise, drug cost remains high, and rural hospitals shut down. The regret among Maga voters is growing, but the real question is, will they learn from this experience? Some of them are waking up, realizing they were deceived by a man who never had their interest at heart. They are seeing their financial situations worsen, their legal troubles mount, and their communities struggle. But will they change their votes, or will they fall for the same empty promises again? That remains to be seen. One thing remains clear: the consequences of their choices are no longer just political, they are personal. And as more Maga voters come to terms with this, the movement that once seemed unstoppable is starting to crack. Let me know your thoughts on the comment section below. That's it for today's video. If you find this information helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.